The fourth episode of the Ultimate Glory Hunter Challenge brought us to TSV Hartberg in Austria. We brought this club to record high 4th place and Europa League qualifiers, but the board does not want to extend our contract, so we have to make a decision. There are plenty of very good jobs available. Slavia Prague, Rapid Bucharest, Rangers and Besiktas are all looking for a new manager. I thought, if the board here in Austria has a problem towards managing finances, which we literally fixed to the sale of Justin Bofman to Sunderland and qualifying for Europe, then there's not much to debate here. Yes, we're out. And I don't care about the new contract or Manager of the Year award. I just want to go somewhere else. So after grabbing a Continental C coaching license, I got an interview offer from Budućnost Podgorica in Montenegro. Yes, I applied there too. And after a quick interview, okay, a bit of a live commentary here. I could just show you that I took the job and all, because we will take the job in Budućnost Podgorica in Montenegro. But look at this, 12 million in the transfer budget. I get it. It's a very surprising decision. So surprising even other managers in the league had to leave their opinion on our arrival. So there's one thing I knew. I joined the biggest side in the country, because all we talked about in the first team meeting was winning. And what also backed this decision was Budućnost having a number of decent European runs, at least for the standards of Montenegro. So our goal is simple: win the league, get a European run, and move to some more reputable place. To help players achieve that, I decided to go for a quite attacking 4-2-3-1, sometimes changing to a 4-2-2-2, because we're by far the best team in the league. And to prove that, I want to use some of that huge money we've got in the transfer and wage budgets. The problem is, even though I wanted to sign some of the stars from our former team, Botev Plovdiv, they weren't interested, or wanted way too high wages. And yes, we took Georgi Petrov anyway. We most urgently need signings on defensive midfield and center back. But in the first place, I signed many staff members because Budućnost Podgorica has 16 million and forgot to sign the most important people. Then I went on to actually sign a defensive midfielder, Le, from Brazilian Santa Cruz for 18,000 euros. Those two players made it to our debut, which was a Champions League game against Tyran Tovuz from Azerbaijan. And we saw a perfect start. For the opponents, who used their set-piece magic to let Kasper Luchtmeier score. Then Miomir Durichkovic scored, this time from a corner. The two goals we conceded were just enough to wake us up. To be exact, Mirko Jankovic, the team's biggest star and a wonder kid. We kept pushing to at least salvage a draw, and it came to effect when Sreto Pejanovic equalized from a messy corner, which wasn't as messy as Sreto's behavior in the 90th minute, when he lost possession under little pressure. At least, the ball was sent way off target, so at least we have a result to build from in Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro, for those wondering. After this game, we confirmed a signing straight from the Serie B. That is Daniel Ihendu, who joins us as a new center back. We also brought in a free agent Marco Johansson, who is going to replace our star keeper. Stefan Mbida is going to Queen's Park Rangers, but we will keep him for one more week. That's because neither Ihendu nor Johansson could play in the second leg against Tyran. They are simply not registered and can only join us from the second round. And in the return leg, Kasper Luchtmeier did it all over again, this time from a corner. But in the second half, we got a penalty. A 17-year-old Luka Djordjevic stepped up and converted it. We thought with this Lekic's header, the game would close. All we need is to see the result out, but in the 93rd minute, our dreams got shattered. Paulo Ntiamba sent the Azeri side to extra time. We had to go all in to avoid it. We got a throw-in near Tyran's penalty box in the final minute, and then history happened.
Aguero!
We had a 1% chance of pulling this off, and what you saw was that 1% scenario. Same as there's a 1% chance you are subscribed to the channel. Hey, you, become the 1%. In the second round we will take on Dunajska Streda, the champions of Slovakia. Before that tie, we also signed the winger Nikola Medojevic, who was a free agent, and a midfielder Diego Zarate from Deportivo Madryn in Argentina. Though the latter one can only join our European adventure in the third qualifying round, where as long as we get past our Slovak opponents, we will meet young boys. Our 300th game in management though was far from ideal. It started out with a very dubious penalty, being converted by Christian Hertz. Then, we conceded again, this time from a mess in the box. Ognjen Gasiewicz gave us some hope in the 68th minute, but this time we did not have enough resilience. Dunajska Streda players scored not one, but 2 goals late in the game, pretty much eliminating us out of the UCL. At least in Slovakia, we got ourselves back in order, though it was only enough to guarantee a 1-0 win, not enough to stay in the Champions League. In the Europa League, we will play against Armenian champions Punic in the 3rd qualifying round. And the first leg was a pure roller coaster. They score a goal, we score a goal. We get a penalty, which gets stopped. Punic scored a second, just like us. But it was offside. We then score again, and it's offside again. In the second half, we finally equalize, and it stands. Then Gasiewicz finishes a counter, and just 3 minutes later... A minute later, Yanis Stoica makes it a 5. Paulo from Punic did not want to surrender, but we forced him to. Except it was offside. And then they score again. We did get a cushion for the return leg with a 6th goal from Miloš Brnović, and hopefully we will keep that lead in Montenegro. Okay, that's fine. Even though it's 3 minutes in, it changes nothing so far. Okay, what's going on? And we can't even convert our chances. I hope we'll at least make it to the penalties and try to win there. From a great comeback to a great bottle is my only comment on that. Only Koe Klaksvik is between us and any sort of a European adventure. Can we at least knock them out and qualify to the Conference League stage? Despite a goalless first half, this time we actually got into business. Starting with Miloš Brnović scoring a header, Ognjen Gasiewicz doubled the lead, and from a free kick routine, Daniel Ichendu finished the job in Podgorica. Going to a brand new ground located in Klaksvik, I was getting worried we are about to bottle an aggregate win again. And my worries were accurate when Mats Mikkelsen opened up the scoring 5 minutes in. When Birgisson scored the second goal in the second half, a bottle was really looming large. Thankfully, we launched the counter in the 85th minute, and Luka Djordjevic guaranteed our participation in the Conference League stage. At least we qualified to play anywhere in Europe. The list of opponents is not giving us a huge chance of going to the knockouts, but I think we do have a chance against Riga or Torpedo. Now you might be wondering, where's the league campaign in all of this? Worry not, we have got nearly a perfect start. 8 wins and a draw. That single draw was against Arsenal. Tivat, Arsenal. Our opponents in the Conference League debut were Torpedo, the champions of Georgia. And in the 62nd minute they got a very dubious penalty. And I refuse to talk about the way we conceded that goal. It's not like we've had no chances, but we have to be a little bit more accurate than that. And in the 90th minute, we were. Miloš Brnović entered Torpedo's penalty box and scored a very important equalizer. The problem is, he was clearly offside. Losing in a match we could have won wasn't helpful for our encounter against Maribor.
Watch your dip, bro. Watch your dip!
With this red card, the collapse was inevitable, and we must be thankful we only lost 2-0 against the Slovenians. We were nowhere to be found, so I guess this is a fair result. We also had no expectations against AZ Alkmaar, and it proved rather quickly. But at the end of the first half, we launched a counter. Mirko Jankovic got into AZ's area and equalized. I genuinely thought we could make history happen, until they scored a second, a third, and a fourth. These losses wouldn't help our league campaign as well, but it's all good. We already built an early gap. Our first league loss was against Mladost Donja Gorica. It took 14 matches for us to lose, and the press already started speculating if I lost the golden touch. A draw against semi-professionals Igalo to add on top of that loss wouldn't help our morale before a Conference League encounter against Djurgården. Lose, and I can confidently say we're out of Europe. But Mirko Jankovic looked at the table, saw us getting 0 points and said, "I'm scoring a double and I don't care." Le also added one to make it a super dominant first half, but a bottle was again looming large in the 85th minute. And in the 88th, we genuinely thought the threat of losing a huge win was real. Thankfully, Coley was offside, and it led to our first victory in the league stage. It's time to start a redemption arc, and I mean it. 4 minutes separated the goals scored by Medojevich and Gashevich in the first half against Genk. We absolutely dominated the Belgian side, and to confirm that, Luka Djordjevic clinched a third goal from a volley. Budućnost Podgorica were in the knockout stages paying positions for the first time, and the fact that the final opposition were Riga FC only made it easier. Our Conference League quarter-final with FK Auda is still the only time a Latvian team reached the European knockouts, and it showed in our direct encounter. In short, we dismantled them 5-0 and left no mercy, confirming our place in the European knockouts for the first time in Montenegrin football's history. In the winter transfer window, I did not plan on signing many players, except a Nigerian centre-back Kelly Namani for 725,000 euros. But the main saga revolved around our star striker, Mirko Jankovic. Jankovic has been in brilliant form during the first half of the season, scoring around a goal per game. This got a multitude of clubs interested, including Manchester City, who we negotiated to pay around 1.5 million and then rejected it. Which of course meant he was unhappy. He made part of the squad unhappy, and got on the radar of 50 different teams, from Manchester City to HamKam in Norway. So I start a bidding battle. We need Jankovic to play in Europe, and I won't let him go for a couple of bucks. Let's see how much money we can get. AEK Athens got 1.3 million, and I said no. Lyon and Modena said 1.4 million, I still said no. Then Athens gave 1.7 million, and the board accepted it without our permission. Thankfully, protesting against it worked, and we kept Mirko just to get a ton of offers for him. I negotiated the offers to over 2 million euros, then rejected them all. I do have plans for this man once we're out of Montenegro. But the board saw around 2.1 million from Modena in Serie A, and couldn't resist. Same for AEK Athens. Then, Lyon gave us nearly 4 million, but Jankovic still went to Modena for half the price. At least I was already prepared for Mirko's departure. We will replace him with Kasper Petrovcic, unhappy and running out of a contract in Slavia Prague. In the league, we were just cruising our way into the title, with a heavy advantage over Jedinstvo. And in the Conference League knockouts, we will play against AZ Alkmaar. At least it's a chance to get revenge for the league stage. To maximize our chances of sneaking that 1-0 win from a counter in the first game in Podgorica, I went for a 5 at the back formation. Well, before that, of course, Lucas Parisi, our... Do I remember him from Botev Plovdiv? This might be the guy. It is this guy who we've got in Botev Plovdiv. Enrique Araujo, I think it's 2-0. Well, our formation is not working at all. But we've got a corner, Gashevich. And Ihendu hits the post. If that went in, it would be just like Dunajska Streda. We lose a lot of goals in this one. Akos Horniak Istvan. It was a very nice play, I must say. Passes it forward to Victoria. I think it's going to be squared in. We're literally getting highlights all the time. Now hitting the post. We pass it to Luka Djordjevic. It's 1-2. Currently it's a consolation right now, but Kao Young. Now we've got the 53rd minute and Adam Obert. Bogusz makes a pass to the right side. We've got open space on the wing and Victoria uses it to almost make it 4. Leno makes a pass to the Romanian. Stoica makes across Kao Young. Panovic, Stoica. Another long shot, this time hits the crossbar. And I think we're ending up at 4-1. Far from good. And the media used that loss to start discussing me potentially leaving Budućnost because my contract was running out. And I will leave as long as we win the league, which is almost certain at this point. Unlike the cup. Yes, we lost in the semi-finals against Jedinstvo in extra time. Then lost in the league against rock bottom Petrovac. Perfect. And Marco Johansson left us for the second Swedish division side, Göteborg AIS. So, in Alkmaar, we've got nothing to lose. Now to Pavlovic, who has been suspended in the first leg. Pejanovic. Fantastic first touch, fantastic shot, hits the crossbar. Assist to Stan, Sassi. Fantastic volley, I must say, and wasn't offside. Makes a pass to Pejanovic, he almost scored today already. Pavlovic. It would be 5-5 in the aggregate at this point. Bernau can receive the ball on the left, make a cross in. Will he? He does. Unusic jumps into a header. Finally someone scored. Petrovcic wins possession. Blocked shot. Djordjevic misses the target. Good, at least we got a draw to end the European adventure. for Budućność Podgorica, that encounter was truly winnable. But now at least we can focus on winning the title. We can do it with 6 games to go, but of course something unexplainable keeps happening. Because not only we lost our first title decider against Rudar, with a 1-0 result of course, but Mladost Dolnia Gorica got the better of us as well. Of course, I can tell we got affirmed with a multitude of highlights, but that makes it 1 win out of the last 6 in the league. And we only need 1 more victory. At the time, I refused any contract talks. Maybe the players keep losing to blackmail me to stay. Turns out, even against part-timers Igalo, it took time to even get close to scoring. Thankfully, the man who missed his first chance by a mile, Diego Zarate, opened up the scoring and started a demolition. When Yanis Stoica scored a hat-trick and Luka Djordjevic added 1 more, we no longer had to look around, scared of the bottle. We won the Montenegrin League and ticked off the 4th country in the Ultimate Glory Hunter Challenge. Just 2 of the trophy left. We also added a decent European run, reaching the knockout stages for the first time in Montenegro's history. I really hope we just help Budućnost reach the next level. Maybe we'll see them qualifying to European knockouts more often. But what's for sure is that we will not guide them. In this challenge, we want to win as many leagues in Europe as possible. So of course we're moving on. I have a potential candidate that I negotiated with before the season has even ended. Can you guess which cup am I talking about? Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be very grateful for that. While you're waiting for the 6th episode to come out, check out the video you can see on your screen right now.